Good morning, children. Today we will see the next part. Okay, we have completed charge, and the next one is electric current we have studied. The next one is electric potential and potential difference. What do we mean by that electric potential, and what is that potential difference we will study in detail today. Before that, there are two tanks. Okay, in one tank 5 liters of water, and in the other tank we are having 5 liters of water. You are connecting a tube in between. Will there be any flow? Because both are of equal height. Will there be any flow? There will not be any flow. In case if you are taking 7 liters in one tank and 5 liters in the other tank, will there be flow? Yes, flow will be there. Okay. Keep this in mind. It will be useful for us when we study this. Okay. Now, charge doesn't flow in a copper wire like that. Like now we are using a copper wire and you are allowing current to pass through. Will it flow just like that? No, it will not flow. What should be there? Potential difference should be there. Then only there will be flow of electrons. Yesterday we studied in current that current will move from positive terminal to negative terminal and electrons will move from negative terminal to positive terminal. Okay, that is very clear now. Now you are taking two spheres like this. See, this is sphere A and sphere B. There is no connection in between, just like that I have taken. This is having positive and this is having negative of this one. What happens automatically? We studied about the characteristic features of charges, no? Automatically attraction and repulsion takes place. But here it is positive, here it is negative. So automatically positive protons will move towards this one and this will move towards that one. So positive and negative, they will attract each other. If you take this is having higher potential. Higher potential means this is having lower potential. If excess of electrons are there, then it is lower potential. If less electrons are there, then it is higher potential. See, for example, I am using a conductor in between. Okay, if you use a conductor and if it is charged, if you are allowing current to pass through, what happens? Automatically electrons will move from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, right? So keep this in mind. Now we will see what is electric potential. The amount of work done, listen, the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to the point, whichever point, we are not considering one point we are taking, without acceleration is called as electric potential. Okay, the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to that point is called as electric potential. See here, for example, here I have taken one point as A and from infinity I am getting a charge. See, it is moving towards that point. For example, if you are taking like that, then electric potential of that will be, electric potential is equal to work done by charge. The amount of work done to move the charge from one end to this end, that is called as work done. So, electric potential is equal to work done by charge. Electric potential is denoted by V, work done is denoted by W and charge is denoted by Q. We know that. So, V is equal to W by Q. SI unit of potential, electric potential is volt. Why? It is because to honor who? The Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. No? Okay. So, V. 1 V is equal to SI unit of work done is joule. SI unit of charge is coulomb. So, 1 V is equal to 1 joule by 1 coulomb, or it can also be written as 1 volt is equal to 1 joule per coulomb. This is electric potential. But what is potential difference we will see. Here I have taken only one point. But here if you see 2 points I have taken. P, A, B. 2 points I have taken. The potential difference between 2 points. Here it is only 1 point. There it is 2 points in an electric field. How is it defined? The amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to the other point. Here it is only to that point. Here it's from one point to the other point. So W is equal to work done. If you want to find out the difference between this is VB and this is VA. No, VB minus VA is equal to, you can take it as V. V is equal to W by Q. SI unit of potential difference is V. Yesterday potential difference of current is ampere. No, to honor who? Yes. SI unit of potential difference is V. To honor Alessandro Volta. 1 volt. What is 1 volt? Yesterday we studied about 1 ampere. Same way here 1 volt is equal to potential difference between 2 points in a current carrying conductor is when 1 joule of work. See, when 1 joule of work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to the other. That is called as 1 volt. This definition is also very important. Like 1 ampere, what is 1 ampere? 1 volt is also important. Yesterday I said that milliampere, microampere. Same way here, smaller units will be measured by 1 millivolt is equal to 10 power minus 3 volt. 1 microvolt is equal to 10 power minus 6 volt. This is smaller unit. If it is a bigger unit like kilovolt, 1 kilovolt is equal to 10 power 3, not minus, 10 power 3 volt, and 1 megavolt is equal to 10 power 6 volt. How is it measured? It is measured with an instrument. Which instrument? The device called as voltmeter. We will draw like this. No, this is voltmeter. And yesterday I told you that ammeter is always connected in series. This is always connected in parallel. You keep it in mind. I will explain it later. Okay. See, we will see a numerical. Okay, based on this. What is the numerical? How much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having potential difference 12 volt. They have already given how much work is done. So W you should find it out. No, how much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb. So charge is equal to 2 coulomb across 2 points having potential differences. V is equal to 12 V. Okay. So we know that the formula is V is equal to W by Q. Here we want to find W. So W is equal to VQ. VQ is equal to W. Anyway, we can take. So V is equal to 12. Q is equal to 2. So the work done is 12 joule. Okay. Very simple problems I will teach. Later we can see. After studying the whole chapter, no, we will solve some 25-30 problems. At that time, some difficult problems also we will see. Now, based on the formula, whether we are able to find it or not, we will check. How much work is done in moving a charge of 3 coulomb across one point? So, one point to the other point. P1 is given as 220 volt and P2 is given as 320 volt. Okay, between the 2 points we should find how much work is done. So, we should find it out, work. We should find it out, work, we should find it out. But before that, V, where is potential difference? Potential difference is also not there. We have studied now in the second part that potential difference is equal to V2 minus V1. So, V is equal to V2 minus V1 or P2 minus P1 because here it is point. 320 minus 220, you will get 100. Then you put this in the formula. V is equal to W by Q. W is equal to VQ. Then 100 into 3 is equal to 300 joule. Okay, simple problems. Next part is, what is electric circuit or circuit diagram? See, an electric circuit is the path. This is very important, this word. Electric circuit is a path along which an electric current can flow. Okay. Path is, you should walk in there, then only it is called as path. An electric current is the path along which an electric current can flow. What are the things in the circuit diagram? It comprises of a cell or battery. 2 or 3 cells if you put, no, we will call it as batteries. Plug key, electric components and a connecting wire. So these are the 4 important components. A cell, plug key, electric components and a connecting wire. What is the work of a cell, can you tell? If you take a battery, the metallic part is there, no? That is the positive terminal. And the plain side is there, no? That is negative terminal. So when you are connecting it, okay, what happens? We know that there are chemicals inside a cell. So what happens automatically when you allow current to pass through, they will divide into positive protons and negative electrons. They will divide into two, and automatically from which end to which end electrons will start flowing? From the negative terminal to the positive terminal they will start flowing. So who is doing the work there? The chemicals which are present inside the cell, no, they will align the protons and electrons, and then potential difference should be there. Then only they will start moving. If there is no potential difference, they will not move, right? Okay. So cell is one positive terminal, the big one. Small one is negative terminal. So one positive terminal and one negative terminal. This is cell. If we are having 2-3 cells like this, then we will consider it as batteries. Okay, 2-3 cells we can have. If I am adding 3 cells like this, if I am adding 4 cells like this, if I am adding 5 cells, if I am adding 6 cells like that, it goes on like that. 1.5 volt will be for one. And if this is nothing is there in between, see, then it is open or closed. That day I was telling that if current flows through it, then it is closed. Okay. If it is not moving, then it is open. So this is what? Open. Okay. This is open key, and this one is closed key. I have kept something, see. Then this one is joint. If a wire is having a joint, no, joint wire. Here there is no joint at all. See, it is coming just like that. Okay, without joint it is coming. This is what? A bulb. Switch can also be given like that. See, this is 2 points we can show, and we can show like this. This is open. If the line is coming like that, then it is closed. Okay, this is open switch, this is closed switch. And then this is bulb. Bulb, when it is glowing, no, we will show like this, that the bulb is glowing. This is resistor. Resistor can be drawn like this, or it can be also given like this. This is rheostat or variable resistor. Okay, I have shown you just how it is. What is the use of this? This will resist. We will study what is its work. This also will study what is rheostat's work. What is ammeter's work? It will measure current. Like ammeter will measure current, and voltmeter, ammeter will measure current, and it is always connected in series. This word is very important. Always they are connected in series. This is voltmeter, and it is always connected in parallel. Okay, one positive terminal and one negative terminal. Here also one positive terminal, one negative terminal. How it is connected, I will show. This is the circuit diagram. See, with some components, whatever is there, I have taken some components, and this 2 cells I have taken. See, positive terminal, negative terminal, positive terminal, negative terminal. So I show this. Okay, and this is a bulb. I want to measure the current, so I have taken one ammeter and one key. Okay, these are things needed. If I want, I can add more, but I want only 4, so I have taken simply 4 components. So now current will move from here, no? From positive terminal to negative terminal. So I should put the arrow. Without arrow, if I am drawing the circuit, no marks. Current is moving like this, it is coming like this, it is coming like this. Can I put minus here and plus here for ammeter? No. Okay. Positive terminal should be connected. This keep in mind. Positive terminal should always be connected to the positive terminal of ammeter, and negative terminal of the ammeter should be always connected to the negative terminal of the battery. This is the switch. Okay. I have not used voltmeter here. I will show it to you in the coming days. I will tell where it should be connected, because it should be connected only in parallel, I told you. Right. So these are the important components we have studied. Tomorrow we will see about Ohm's law. Okay. Bye children.